and you guys will stay off of the live. Okay, looks like we're ready to roll. All right, thank you everybody for being here for Yoga for Everyone. This is a combination of efforts between Erin and I. We worked with Cultivate Fairmont, which was a grant process that the city was able to come into some grant money, and we were able to apply and get approved for this program. So we have several weeks of free yoga on Thursdays and Saturdays. So thank you for being here. Our goal for these sessions is to break down barriers that keep people from trying yoga out. So we have all of these preconceived notions and lots of things that we think, oh, we can't do that, or we don't have the time, or whatever it may be. And we wanted to make sure that people at home were able to do this as well, because not everybody can make it into the studio to practice yoga. So this gives lots of opportunity for everybody to take advantage of these practices. And the other portions of this is that we want to help people to understand that yoga isn't just the movement portion of it. It's the breath, it's the mental space of using the practice to increase our mental flexibility. So being able to just sit quietly, to be able to really enjoy Shavasana. It's meditation, it's the philosophy of it, it's just this multifaceted practice that we get to bring to you for several weeks for free. The other thing is just remembering that this is a practice, and this is your hour or longer. If I keep looking at that clock, that's not a long time. So you don't have to look any certain way in this practice. It's your body, and all of our bodies are going to be different. And I'm simply here just giving you some ideas about how you can move your body. So if something doesn't feel good, absolutely adjust and do what does feel good for your body. I'll give lots of alternatives and different ideas of what we can do with each movement. I have been practicing yoga for a really long time. I've been teaching for quite a while, and we were fortunate enough to do an additional training recently with Diane Bondi, who actually has a Yoga for Everyone training, and we're using some of those techniques in these classes, which is really cool to be able to utilize the training and bring that to you as well. I'm just kind of trying to touch on some points that we want to make sure we touch on each class, so we have a kind of similar approach to each one. So listen to your body is what we want you to be doing, and that's really a lot of what yoga is. It's just getting back in touch with your body, listening to your body, feeling sensations. So some of these practices you'll find will be pretty slow, and that can sometimes feel frustrating because you're like, oh, I want to move my body. And sometimes it's in those moments where we're a little bit slower that we're able to feel sensations that we might otherwise not feel. In fact, I taught a class recently, and somebody came out of it and said, I relaxed in parts of my body that I didn't even know I could relax in. And I was like, no, that's cool feedback. I've never have heard that one, but that's what it's about. Kind of finding these spaces in our body that we're not really paying attention to. Do what is good for your body. You should feel some sensation, but it should not be painful, and stop and back out if it is painful. I encourage you to stay on your mat with your body and your mind. Don't worry about what your neighbor's doing. Sometimes you don't even have to worry about what I'm doing up here. It's your practice, so just kind of, you don't need to compare to me or anybody else. Just kind of focus in your own space because it's your practice, and that's where we really get to connect back to our ourselves. It can be distracting, especially if we're used to practicing at home with a giggle partner, you know. it's easy to kind of look at what everybody else is doing, and it does take a little bit of practice to kind of keep focused on yourself. And I will cue kind of closing your eyes at different points. So for me, I know that helps, just close my eyes and zone out. So we'll do some of that. And let's see, what else do we have here? You are your own best teacher. So like I said, I'm up here to give ideas, but really it's about what feels good and right for your body. So that's kind of the quick intro. I'm Lori Brammer. Probably should have started there for anybody online, because I did introduce to most people as they walked in. And we are at Main Street Yoga in Fairmont, West Virginia, and this is Yoga for Everyone. So welcome. I will ask everybody to go ahead and come to your chairs. I like a blanket on mine, just for some extra cushioning. If your feet don't touch comfortably, which for myself, they don't quite touch comfortably, so I'm going to bring this bolster in front of mine so I can get my feet flat, or you can scoot up. So a couple of different options to become comfortable. And you want to find a pretty comfortable position to where you can sit up nice and tall, where your feet are flat on the ground, whether that's scooting forward or bringing a bolster into the mix. And just feel free to adjust, because this really is your practice. So bring your hands just to rest on your thighs. See if you can sit up nice and tall, so really let your spine lengthen. Imagine you have a string pulling out of the crown of your head and just stretching the whole spine nice and long. You might notice that your core engages just a little bit. You can let your eyes close here. I'm just going to take a second to come into this space. A lot of times, we're coming from work, we're coming from a busy household, we just came through traffic to get here, and it's a great opportunity to just sit and notice the breath. Notice your body being breathed with each inhale and each exhale. You might notice if the chest is rising, or if the belly is expanding with the inhale. Notice if you can feel the whole body at the same time. Let the muscles in the face relax. Release through the eyebrows, through the muscles around the eyes. Let the shoulders relax down away from your ears. And then just notice how you're feeling in the headspace. You might even bring the breath into that space. And you might notice if you've tensed up around the eyes again. Relax that. Maybe relax the jaw if your teeth are clenched. And then bring your awareness center of the chest. You might just notice each inhale and each exhale. Notice any sensations through the chest. Do you feel tightness, tension, openness? Maybe you don't feel any sensation. And then bring your awareness to the core center, down to the belly. And you might notice if you can bring the breath down there. So as you inhale, you might notice if you can expand through the belly, making the breath just a little bit deeper. And sometimes that doesn't feel supernatural. A lot of times we are breathing into the chest. And if we can start to bring in that diaphragmatic breath, we are getting a deeper, fuller inhale. So just play with bringing the belly, bringing the breath down into the belly. And noticing the sensations there. And then see if you can notice the whole body at the same time again. And then notice the space around your body. See if you can bring your awareness to the space of the whole room. You might notice a little bit of wind from the fans. You might notice sounds. And then start to come back to the body and just noticing any spaces that might feel tight or uncomfortable, or any spaces that feel comfortable. And then we'll gently start to let some light into the eyes. Bring your eyes open. We'll start a little bit of movement here. So we're going to stay with the breath. And when we inhale, we'll pull our toes up towards our nose. And as we exhale, we'll release them. So really moving with your own breath. As you inhale, let the toes pull up towards your nose. And as you exhale, the toes come back down. And the next time you inhale, toes up, and let your fingers come up towards you. And as you exhale, everything comes back down. Just move with your breath here. And this is an opportunity where you can close your eyes back down. Just keep moving with the breath. And for those of you at home, I didn't mention at the beginning of class, but we do have two blocks and a bolster, a chair and a blanket. And you could easily do this laying down flat on your back if you don't have those things available. And if your feet touch, you certainly don't need the bolster. I'm just a little bit too short, so it felt a little bit more comfortable with the bolster. The next time you exhale, just allow everything to pause. The feet are flat, the hands are flat. And then we'll start to bring our hands down to the side. If your eyes are closed, you can open those, palms out. And when we inhale, we're just going to collect energy up. So the arms raise up, palms up as we inhale. And as we exhale, we'll just let the palms float face down in front of us. And we'll keep doing that with the breath. So we're inhaling, palms up. You might look up as you inhale. And as you exhale, let the hands float down and look down. So we're kind of syncing the breath, syncing the movements, and syncing our gaze all at the same time. Let the breath be nice and smooth and steady. So this is influenced by Qigong movements, which is a practice that is the parent of Tai Chi, which usually people know of Tai Chi opposed to Qigong. And it is intended to cultivate energy. So thinking about kind of collecting this energy into our bodies as we're inhaling. The breath is really powerful in shifting the energy. It's the one autonomic function that we really have direct control over. And the next time you exhale, allow the hands to come to the lower belly, palms up, and we'll inhale right in front of us, and then we'll exhale, let the hands float down. So we're just starting to warm the body up with these gentle movements. So we're inhaling up, exhaling down. And we're starting to connect to the breath. And the next time you exhale, let the hands come down to your sides. We'll inhale, both arms reach up tall. And then we'll exhale, flip the palms out and let them float down at our sides. And we'll do that again, palms up, inhale. And palms out, exhale. Inhale, the arms up. We'll keep the right arm up. We'll let the left hand come down to our side and we'll reach that right arm tall. So we're getting a nice side stretch. And breathe here. Just take some breaths. On the next inhale, let your left arm come up to meet the right. Leave the left arm up there and we'll exhale the right arm down. Full breaths. So if you find that a full breath in is uncomfortable, maybe back out of the stretch a little bit so you can get a full breath. On the next inhale, reach the right arm up. And we'll let the left arm come down to the side. And then start to flow with your breath. So as you inhale next, bring the left hand up. And exhale the right arm down. So we're just finding that movement. We'll all be at a different pace. I'll be talking, so I just guess when the breath is. It may be faster or slower. Just do what feels good for you. And if you have shoulder projects, you can adjust these so you're not reaching so far overhead. So a stretch down and come up. And a stretch down and come up. Shoulder problems definitely are out there. So just adjusting so it feels good. I've been painting for the past 2 days, so my shoulders are screaming. And the next time we come up, reach tall, take a big inhale, and then we'll exhale and fold forward. So just find a forward fold that feels good. The hands can be down at the sides. The hands can be in front. I'm going to remove my bolster here so I'm a little bit more aligned. And the next time you inhale, go ahead and let the arms float up on the sides. Come back to that starting point, reaching up nice and tall. You might look up and exhale, and we'll fold again. And then move with your breath here. So inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold. And we'll reach up, big inhale. Let the palms come together, and exhale, let the hands come to heart center. You might let your eyes close here. And just notice how the body's feeling. We spend our days running from one thing to the next. We get up in the mornings and we open our eyes, and oftentimes we don't close our eyes again until we go to bed. We're blinking, but we're not actively closing our eyes and taking time to tune into the body. Now, some of us may be, and that's great. It's a good practice just to take some time to let the eyes rest and let our nervous systems get a little bit of a pause, because we're ingesting and digesting whatever is in our visual field, even if it isn't really registering that that's what we're doing. Our eyes are quite busy, and so are our brains. And then gently let some light into your eyes, and we are going to stand up and go ahead and come onto your mat. We're going to come onto our mats, and we'll bring our feet about hip distance width apart, maybe just a little bit wider. And you want to feel the whole bottom of the foot on the floor, and just notice how that feels. And then we'll allow our knees to have just a little bit of a bend. So we don't want our knees locked here. We want them to kind of feel a little bit springy. And then see if you can engage your core just a little bit. Tuck your pelvis in just a slight bit. So we're working up to something here, a little bit at a time. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears. Let your arms hang heavy. Imagine that you have that string, again, kind of pulling up at the crown of your head so that your spine feels nice and long. Your tailbone is being pulled down to the ground. And then play with kind of moving your weight just a little bit onto the balls of your feet, so a little bit forward. And you might kind of move forward and back just a little bit, and notice where it feels the most comfortable. So you want to feel really easeful in this stance. And this is just our basic stance. You might pick the toes up and put them back down. And then take a couple of deep breaths here. Really let your shoulders relax down. And we're going to do that same collecting of energy. So the palms are going to come out, and we'll inhale the arms up. And then the palms split down, and we exhale the palms down in front of us. Inhale, palms float up, and then exhale, let the palms come down. And again, keep moving with your breath. If this is too much on your shoulders, less big. Okay? Do a simple rotation so that you're not reaching all the way up. And just keep moving with the breath. Your eyes can be open or closed. You might let the gaze come down to the floor and just become unfocused and just allow the gaze to take in anything in the field, but nothing really at the same time. And the next time the palms come down to the lower belly, we're going to flip palms up. We'll inhale up to about heart center, and then exhale, let them float down. You kind of imagine here that your hands are moving through water. So imagine that you have just this little bit of resistance on the palms. And if at any point it's more comfortable to stay in the chair, everybody's always welcome to come back to the chair. And the next time the hands come down, we're going to collect one more time. So we're inhaling the arms up. We'll pause at the top. Exhale, palms go out and float down. Flip the palms up, inhale. And exhale. And we'll inhale up. Pause there. We'll let the left arm come down. Right arm reaches tall. Stretch out through the right side of the body. The gaze can be wherever it feels most comfortable here. And then bring the left arm back up. Big inhale. And exhale, let the right arm float down. Take a couple of breaths here. Just notice how you feel in the body. And inhale the arms back up. And we'll start to flow with the breath. Exhaling. And inhaling. And exhaling. And just moving at your own pace, whatever feels most comfortable. Everybody looks great. And we'll do one more on each side. And we'll meet with our arms nice and tall. Big inhale up. And exhale, let the arms float down to your sides. And we'll go ahead and grab our blocks and bring them in front of us. So they can be, with the use of blocks, we have a couple of different ways that we can position them. This is the highest level, so it's going to be the tallest. So we're going to come into a forward fold. So as you're placing them, you're kind of coming into a forward fold. So see what feels good for your body. It might be here on the medium level or the lowest level, or blocks might not be something you want to use this evening. So that's totally up to you. So we're going to come back into our standing position. We'll inhale the arms up again. Nice full inhale. And then we'll exhale and fold forward. As you do, keep a nice bend in the knees. Find your blocks and just play with letting the neck release, letting the lower back release. And you might find that you have your blocks on a position that you don't super love, so you can adjust the blocks. And take some breaths here. Notice any spaces that feel tight. Notice any spaces that feel open. As you're breathing, you can breathe into any spaces that feel tight. And again, make sure there's no pain. Make sure you're not overstretching. And remember that you know your body best. So from here, we're going to inhale up halfway. So we'll have a long, flat back. Again, you might use your blocks here and bring them up to the next level. And then we'll exhale and we'll fold again. We'll inhale up, halfway lift, long, flat back. So you want the crown of your head kind of pulling forward, your core is engaged, and then we'll exhale and we'll fold. On this next one, we'll inhale all the way up. We'll reach our arms up for extended mountain. Nice, full inhale. And we'll exhale, let the palms float down again. And then we want to come back into that easy, basic stance. So notice your feet again. Bring a little bend into your knees. You might play with leaning forward and backward. And just really find a comfortable, easy position. Shoulders relaxed. Arms heavy. You can let your eyes close down here. Let your face relax. And notice your breath. So notice your inhales. And notice your exhales. And then gently let some light into your eyes. And we're going to transition back into the chair. So coming back to a seated position. And for those of you at home, if you don't have a folding chair, you can always sit at the edge of a couch. Use a dining room chair, lots of options. I personally think I'm going to like the blocks for a little support in front of me. Totally your choice there. This feels pretty good to me. And then find that comfortable position for you. So shoulders relax down again, head nice and tall. It's getting dark in here, which I did not really predict that we were there already. It's even a sunny day. No, I think it's okay. We'll see. I can see me on the video. I'm dark and it's light behind me, so it's a good contrast. All right, we are going to bring our arms in front of us. So just playing with this position and noticing, maybe my core is a little bit more engaged here. Keep a nice long spine. And then we're going to inhale, open the arms up. And then we'll exhale, let them come back to that starting position. We'll inhale, open the arms up. And exhale back to that starting position. And keep moving with your breath. Again, you can let the eyes close here. And if this is too much on your shoulders, you can bring it down low. And you're really letting the elbows hug into the sides and you're just moving at the forearms. So remember, it does not have to look exactly like what I'm doing up here. You want it to feel really easeful and really nourishing for your body. So we'll come back to center, and the next time you inhale and open, twist syncing it up to your breath. So we're doing a little bit more of a dynamic movement, allowing the body to open and stretch with these gentle movements. And because they're pretty easeful and pretty nourishing, it does help to calm down the nervous system. So you're really aiming to go pretty slow and kind of flowing the body side to side. Sometimes I get to talking and I move way faster than what I want to move. So you guys are doing great staying with your breath. The next time you come to center, just let the arms come back down to your knees and pause. You might roll the shoulders out here. That was a lot of shoulder and arm work. We're going into winter. We don't need sculpted arms for the winter season. It's a summer. It's more of a summer activity. So then if you have your feet on blocks, you might take those off, and we'll all kind of scoot to the edge of our chairs a little bit. We'll bring our legs open wide. So find a really secure, comfortable place. You want to make sure you're not going to slide off. And then we're going to bring our hands onto our thighs. And we'll inhale at center, nice full inhale. And we'll exhale and we'll twist to the left. So like you're looking over your shoulder at something. And we'll inhale, come back to center. And exhale, look over the right shoulder. And keep flowing with your breath. Inhaling to center, exhaling as you twist. A lot of these movements set us up to do everyday activities. So twisting is definitely something that we end up doing, and it's oftentimes not something that we practice doing. So when we go to twist back to reach something, our body already has the muscle memory and the flexibility so that we're not throwing out our back or pulling a muscle. And the breath helps to really bring in the awareness to the sensations that are happening in the body. And the next time you come to center, pause here, and I'm going to remove my blanket because it keeps slipping. I'm going to move my blocks. So bring the feet about hips distance width apart in front of you. Come to that nice long spine. You're still scooted up a little bit here. And then we'll bring our hands to the edges of our chair. Let the left leg move long. Right foot stays planted. And we'll point the toe away. And then when we pull the toe back, we'll inhale. And we'll exhale, point the toes away. And keep moving with your breath. Inhaling, pulling the toes back. Exhaling, pointing forward. And you can stay with this, simply moving the toes with the breath, continuing to stretch out the muscles in the back of the leg. Or you can bring in a little bit more movement, and when you inhale, bring the knee up towards the chest. And when you exhale, let the legs stretch long. So totally your choice. Inhaling, knee in, exhaling, long. And just playing with this with your breath. And the next time the leg comes long, pause there. You might point the toes away. You might roll the ankle out. Just notice how that leg and ankle is feeling. And then let it come back to the starting point, and we'll stretch the right leg out long. point it away, and we'll inhale, pull the toes back, and exhale, point away. And keep moving with your breath, inhaling, toes to nose, exhaling, pointing away. And then you might progress to pulling the knee in on the inhale and exhaling long. And we'll do one more, and then we'll pause with the right leg long, stretch the toes out, roll the ankle around. Take any movements there that feel good, wiggle the toes, and then bring both feet back together. And we're going to go ahead and stand up, so we'll come back onto the mats. Find that easy, basic stance. Feet are just about hips distance width apart. Knees are nice and soft. And we're going to bring our arms back up here. Again, if the shoulders don't feel good, let the arms be down here. And we're inhaling open and exhaling back to start. Inhaling open and exhaling with your breath, just moving. See if the shoulders can be relaxed away from the ears. See if you can relax the facial muscles. This is called spinal cord breathing. So imagining that we're bringing breath into the whole spinal column. And you might bring a little smile to the corners of your lips as you're moving through this. Our brains don't know if we're smiling because we're happy or we're happy because we're smiling. You can do a little trick. The next time you come to center on the exhale, we'll twist to the left and open up. And we'll inhale back to center and exhale to the right. And you might notice how this is different, standing versus sitting. We'll do one more on each side. And come back to center, let the hands come down, roll the shoulders out. From here, we're going to open our feet up a little bit wider so the toes are pointing out. You can bring a bend in your knees if you would like. If you have a chair in front of you, you can grab the chair for extra support. So we're kind of playing with what feels good here. This is called horse stance. So we're imagining that we're kind of on this horse. We want our tailbone to be tucked in, so we don't want to be, we don't want to be popping out here. We want to be high enough that our spine is nice and straight. We're going to do that same thing. We're going to bring our hands onto our thighs, or we can bring it onto the chair. So if you have a chair, you can always kind of hold on to the chair, and we're going to look over to the left. And we'll inhale to center and look over to the right. And keep moving with your breath side to side. You might notice where you feel sensation here. So where is the sensation happening? Is it in the legs? Is it in the back? Is it in the shoulders or the neck? straighten the legs. And exhale, palms down, let the knees bend. And we'll inhale, palms up. Exhale, palms down. And we'll inhale, palms up, reach tall. And then let the arms float down gently. And we'll exhale and we'll step back to center. We'll come up to the chair. Let's see how I'm going to do this with the chair. Come to the chair. And we're going to go ahead and grab onto the back of the chair. Make sure that you have at least one leg on your mat so we don't have any runaways with the chairs. And then we'll step the left foot back and come into a lunge so that we're stretching out that left leg. And just play with what feels good. You know, your lunge might be pretty tight so that you can get a nice stretch and you're not overstretching. Some of us may be a little bit more mobile and flexible and it feels better to come longer. So just playing with what feels good there. And then when we inhale, we're going to straighten both legs. And we'll exhale, we'll bend that front leg. We'll inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And then we'll step both feet forward and we'll step that right foot back. And play with what feels good. Where does it feel best? And you might play with where are you at that your heel is able to touch down. It might be a little bit closer. It might be a little bit further. So just playing with where you're feeling a little bit of sensation through the back of that right leg. And then we'll inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. And then we'll step that foot forward. Step back from your chair. Just give yourself some space and we'll just do another forward fold. So inhaling the arms up. Exhaling, folding. Again, you might bring the blocks. Your chair's probably close enough. You can grab the seat. You could grab that bottom rung. There's a couple of different ways that you can play with having that chair in front of you. You might have the blocks close. And then slowly roll all the way up. And when you get there, let your eyes close or bring your gaze down to the floor, whichever one feels most comfortable, and just pause for a moment and notice how your body's feeling here. Notice how the feet are connected to the mat below you. Notice if you have any different sensations in your body than you did when you started. Maybe your shoulders feel a little bit more relaxed. Maybe you feel a little bit more energy running through you. Got a little bit of movement for your day. And then gently let some light into your eyes. And we're going to move into Shavasana. So Shavasana tonight can take a couple of different options. You can come lying down on your mat, flat on your back. You're welcome to sit in a chair if that's more comfortable for you. If you're laying down, you're welcome to bring a bolster underneath your knees. You might cover up with the blanket. You might use the blanket as a pillow. You just want to get comfortable. adjust where you need to adjust. So coming into this space of relaxation, and sometimes Shavasana isn't relaxing for everybody. So if it doesn't feel relaxing, that's okay. We're all going to experience it a little bit differently. Shavasana is a time where we get to integrate the movements that we just did, integrate the energy that we moved. Just a reminder that each of these classes are going to be a little bit different. This was heavily focused on Qigong and the cultivation of energy in your body. It's a pretty accessible movement practice, and we can really focus on coming back to those 3 energy centers that we started with. So bring your awareness to the head center. Just notice how you're feeling in the head space. You might bring the breath into the head. As you're there, notice if you can release the muscles through the face, in between the eyebrows. Let your eyes close down if that's comfortable and you haven't already. It's okay if that's not comfortable. Bring your awareness to the chest center. So bringing the breath there, noticing if you feel any sensations through the heart center. And as you're there, releasing the shoulders, letting the chest feel open, letting the arms feel heavy, letting the fingers and the palms relax. And then bringing your awareness to the core center or the belly. Noticing any sensation through the core. Noticing your inhales and exhales. And as you're here, letting the lower back release, letting the hips relax, letting both of the legs fully release if they haven't already, down through the knees and the ankles. And then we'll just spend a few minutes here with me being silent and you resting in this space. If your mind starts to wander off into stories, you don't have to get caught up in the stories. You always have the option to come back to the breath. Just following it in and out. floor beneath you. You might notice the breath again. You might open and close the fists or point, stretch the toes. You might open and close the mouth a couple of times. And you can stay right there, or you're welcome to roll over onto one side. Let your head be cradled by your arm, let your knees be bent. Just find a nourishing side-lying position if that's comfortable for you. I know some of you took advantage of the bolster situation, so no rights or wrongs in any of this. Take a moment as you're here just to express gratitude to yourself for showing up this evening. An amazing turnout for our first free class, and Erin and I are both so grateful for you being here this evening. Grateful for everybody who tuned in live or who may be watching on replay. We are so excited for this series and hope that people continue to show up and tune in for the upcoming sessions. Lots of different types of movement classes. We have everything from kids yoga to yoga nidra, which really you just get to come in and lay down and don't do anything. So that's a fun one. So just keep that in mind. Slowly make your way up into an easy seat. You can always sit up on your chair if easy seat isn't comfortable. So easy seats kind of crisscross applesauce. If you have your blocks handy, you can bring those under the knees. You can sit up on your bolster. We won't be here a super long time. So a lot of times yoga classes are closed out with namaste or other similar closings. I close my classes out with Sat Nam. I am a Kundalini teacher, and a lot of my classes are heavily influenced with the Kundalini tradition. Sat Nam just means that we're honoring the divine in ourselves and our own truth. And you guys did amazing at honoring your own inner teacher this evening and moving in ways that felt good for your body. So we will bring our hands together and just create some heat with the hands, rubbing, waking ourselves back up, even though it's almost 8 o'clock. We don't want to get too awake. And then we'll just plug our thumbs into our chest. We'll take a deep breath in together, big inhale, and exhale. Sat Nam. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be up here and invite you into movement. And I hope that we see all of you next Saturday. This Saturday. Thank you all for tuning in online. We appreciate you. And thank you to Angela for allowing us to use this space for this activity. She's always willing to invite in and entertain our crazy ideas. And not that this is crazy, but we appreciate her.